Oh, what a long week. So, we did not make it to the Derby where this thing was supposed to be ran. But that doesn't mean we can't run this car. With a small bit of retrofitting, we can run this car in other derbies. For example, see this bumper? Where this car can be ran now, I don't want to run this bumper because this will be kind of like an underbuilt bumper. I want to put square tubing on it. See how we only have 2 pieces of threaded rod? I'm going to put 2 more because I'm allowed. You guys know me. I'm not going to seatbelt. I'm not going to weld anything. I'm just going to leave the seatbelts. The cage will stay. The wiring will stay. I might pre-bend the back just a bit more. Well, actually might just pre-bend the back to begin with. And then that will be it for this car. Kind of sucks that we can't take it where I want it to go, but... So this car here, it's still a great car, but like I said, I want to keep this bumper. The reason why I really don't want to run this bumper is 1, where this is going to be an underbuilt bumper, for 1. And 2, here in Ontario, not a lot of people know this, but 2019 is going to be changing a lot of the bumper rules here in Ontario. And I don't want to give it away, but I need to start stockpiling bumpers. So the rules where this thing went was I was allowed to do whatever I wanted to the front 6 inches. So I do have 6 inches on the inside of here. So we're going to take the torch and we're going to cut this plate off just right here off the bumper. And then we're going to take the torch and kind of wash down the frame. And then we're going to take this off. The other thing that I noticed is this car is really not running that well because of this crappy wire right here. So I'm going to solder this. Oh, that's why. Look at that. Crappy wire. Just going to solder that back together and fix the mist that it has. So, yeah, a little bit of work to do. Let's get going. We have the Cadillac bumper taken off. Pretty happy about that. And then we have our steel square tubing bumper. Now this bumper is going to have to go on there to make this car competitive. So we've already done some grinding and got it cleaned up. We cut the frame with a torch, and then we used the bandsaw to straighten up all the cuts. Everything went pretty smoothly. Nothing too exciting. Forgot to hit the record button, so the time lapse is not really there. Sorry, guys. But this bumper here is going to be able to make this car actually a lot more competitive in the Derby that it's probably going to go to now, or at least the company it's going to be ran in. The company it's going to be ran in is Thrill Show. I don't know exactly as of right now what derbies I'm going to be going to because of my work situation's kind of flip-flopping around, and I don't know. It's going to be changing quite shortly again, I think. But whatever. Happy to be out here building derby cars. I got Harley back out here with me. So we're just going to keep welding this bumper on now and then see what she looks like here in about 5 minutes. She's going to be really long, but we're going to cut it off and then probably just throw away the extra because there's not really too much I can do with it. Oh well, let's get going. So we got the bumper put on, we got it cut down. If any of you guys are wondering why there's tabs on the top of this bumper, it's because I took this from work. This, I believe I got about a couple years ago, and it was a forklift stop, tow motor stop inside of a building. I wanted it removed, so they wanted it repainted and installed in a different place, so I removed it, painted it, and then they decided to throw it out. So I was like, I'm taking that home. They make great bumpers. This is my last one. But a lot of you guys may know that I am not a fan of square tubing bumpers. And you guys are going to ask, well, if I'm not a fan of it, why'd you put it on? Here's the reason I put it on. One, I'm going to use this finger. One, this bumper is the correct size for the rules. This is 4x4 by 1/4 inch. This is the bumper that is specified in the rules. Two, I have it. It's something I don't have to buy. It's just sitting out back. And three, if I want to be competitive, I'm going to have to run against cars with square tubing bumpers like this. If I want to be competitive and actually have a good shot at a very aggressive front end of a car, I got to do what everybody else is doing. I can't show up with a Mazda 3 bumper and try to go against square tubing bumpers. That doesn't really make sense to me. And yes, the bumper that was on there was a good bumper. It was a good steel back Cadillac bumper. But the problem with that is that it just won't hold up to a square tubing bumper. At half track, motor to motor, which is front end to front end, that Cadillac bumper would have folded into a tin can compared to this bumper. I don't know. The rules say no 70s, so can't really run too many 70s. But honestly, I think square tubing is 100 times stronger than a factory non-seam welded 70s bumper. When you seam weld a couple 70s bumpers, they do get a lot tougher very fast. But still, a square tubing bumper will still beat a 70s stock bumper. But I don't know. Car's getting ready. There's a little things left to do. These tires have to go from this car to this car. And then what else has to be done? I have to fix the coil pack wiring over here. I need to put fuel into both of these cars. I need to put a fire extinguisher into that car. I have to get the second threaded rod onto this car. And pre-bend this car. That's what I got to do. Other than that, these cars are coming along quite good. We have both the Soleras in the shop, which is a little bit different. Wasn't thinking I was going to have a full Solera workshop. But I did pick up something the other day, and I'm not going to lie, as soon as I bought it, I pretty much instantly regretted it. And the reason for that is, take a look at this. This is a very desirable bumper. This is a 77 New Yorker bumper. But this thing is haggardly rotten. All the inner supports are completely rotted out of it. Pretty much this thing is not good for a demolition derby at all. I paid way too much for it. I bought it off a buddy, and you know what? I kind of bought it sight unseen, which means I didn't look at it before I paid for it, and I've definitely learned my lesson. The only thing that this thing's really good for is maybe welding on a Toyota Camry that my buddy's driving on the road. Because it's so rotted, it's not going to take any hits inside of a demolition derby ring, but it's going to look aggressive. So, I don't know. Should have really looked at it before I paid what I paid for it. But I got it. Who cares? It's here. The worst it's going to do is sit beside my barn for the next 20 years. But thanks everybody for watching, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow. But that car will be coming into the shop next. Take care, guys.